Top lethal weapons of the U.S. fear of Russia. First on the list is the mother of all bombs, the nearly 10-ton heavy projectile GBU-43B Massive Ordnance Air Blast, MOAB. In other words, a high-explosive aerial bomb that was first used in 2003 in Afghanistan. The MOAB is equipped with the KMU-593B guidance system, including inertial guidance and satellite navigation systems. The force of the explosion is 11 tons in TNT equivalent. The damage radius is about 140 meters, and partial destruction occurs up to 1.5 kilometers from the epicenter. During the tests, the bomb was dropped from a Lockheed C-130 Hercules transport aircraft. The MOAB was mounted on a platform inside the aircraft, which was pulled through the hatch with a parachute along with the bomb. The MOAB then quickly disengages from the platform and parachutes so as not to lose speed, and then begins self-pointing on target independently. Hiding from this bomb is extremely difficult, as it is designed for tunnels and shelters. There are 15 such units in the U.S. Air Force. It's worth paying attention to the B-1B Lancer supersonic bomber, designed to defeat enemy strategic targets with both nuclear and conventional weapons, as well as to support general-purpose forces with the use of low observable radar technology and a maximum speed of 907 miles per hour. It implements the concept of a low-altitude air defense breakout aircraft by enabling it to fly at ultra-low altitudes while circling the terrain. It's one of the largest aircraft of its class in the history of aviation, which is constantly being modernized. Currently measured in combat payloads of 60.7 tons, which include 38 guided or 22 cruise missiles. But the typical armament is 56 Mk-82 bombs in the middle and rear cargo compartments, and a removable fuel tank with 9,600 kilograms of fuel in the front cargo storage. Its maximum high-altitude flight speed is about 1,330 kilometers per hour. The U.S. Air Force used several B-1Bs converted to conventional drop bombs in operations against Iraq in the winter of 1991. Can't-miss Ohio-type nuclear submarines. Such submarines are built for the world's deadliest missiles, Tomahawk, which can destroy entire cities and military installations in the event of a nuclear war, or rather, to keep enemies from starting a war. After the end of the Cold War, however, the U.S. Navy decided that it did not need all 18 Doomsday Night submarines for its nuclear deterrent mission. The submarine's normal firepower is greater than any ship of its kind because its 24 missile launches, 88 inches in diameter, were originally designed to carry huge ballistic missiles, Trident. 22 of them have been converted into Tomahawk launch tubes, each with 7 missiles that can be launched from underwater in 6 minutes. One Tomahawk missile costs more than $150 million, can be controlled by a global positioning system, and can throw 1,000-pound warheads at ground targets thousands of miles away. But what is military weaponry without tanks? Let's take a look at the Abrams-type tank. The M1 Abrams is a fighting vehicle that has been involved in many armed conflicts over the past 30 years. Until now, some experts believe that it is the Abrams that is the best modern tank in the world, surpassing in particular the promising Russian T-14 Armata, not to mention the T-90 and even earlier models of Soviet production. One of its main advantages is the Trophy Active Protection System, which can effectively intercept enemy rounds by means of radars and targeting elements. Having met such a tank on the battlefield, one has to deal with modern projectiles flying at 1,500 to 1,700 miles per second. In addition, it has very effective and highly efficient electronic equipment, allowing the crew to unmistakably detect and engage targets, acting in close coordination with other tanks and entire units. The cost of one such tank is currently $5.5 to $6.1 million US. And now let's talk about helicopters. Our attention is attracted to AH-64 Apache Guardian helicopter. It's the main attack helicopter of the U.S. Army since the mid-1980s. The main weaponry of the Apache helicopter is 4 hangars under the short wing that hold up to 16 Hellfire anti-tank missiles, which provide for firing against point targets and have an autonomous guiding system with 70mm missiles with folding fender. In addition, there is a single-barrel M230E1 chain gun located in the fuselage turret. On the wingtips, guided missiles FIM-92 Stinger can be installed. The maximum mass of weapons per hangar is 700 kilograms. In the fuselage nose turret contains video camera, laser distance measuring systems and target illumination, thermal imaging camera, image from which is transmitted to the TV screen of the pilot, movable cannon installation. The helicopter is capable capable of conducting combat operations both in daytime and at night with equal effectiveness. F-35 class fighters. Its main feature is versatility. The F-35 carries 2 air-to-air missiles and 2 910-kilogram bombs. The aircraft can use 3 variants of takeoff and landing: normal takeoff, short takeoff, and vertical landing, and using a catapult on the aircraft carrier. Targeting and indication system, which is integrated into the pilot's helmet and allows him to control the vehicle with the movement of his head and eyes. The F-35 pilot's helmet can genuinely be called unique. It allows the pilot to see literally through the cockpit. This ability is provided by a large number of video sensors located on the fuselage of the machine. Also in the helmet is built-in systems that, with the help of images and sound, inform the pilot about the conditions of the flight. The fighter is equipped with a number of advanced aiming and communication systems. These include the Link 16 data exchange system, often referred to as the Celestial Internet. The use of stealth technology allows the aircraft to avoid radar. The cost is as high as $100 million for one such fighter. The aircraft carrier Gerald Ford. The new ship was named after the American President Gerald R. Ford. It's 337 meters long and 38 meters wide. At the same time, sailing range is unlimited. One aircraft carrier can carry 19 aircraft, helicopters, and drones at a lower cost and provide for them more rapid deployment. The crew could be from 2,500 to 2,700, plus an aircrew of 2,480 and about 70 headquarter personnel. This armament includes 5th-generation deck-based fighter bombers, attack fighters, electronic countermeasures aircraft, multi-purpose helicopters, and combat drones. But that's not all. The ship's weapons system also includes an ammunition of various types of missiles, artillery shells, depth charges, and torpedoes capable of self-defense and engaging the enemy over long distances. They're designed as an improved version of the Nimitz aircraft carriers and differ from them, with comparable size and aircraft armament, and reduced crew and, as a result, lower operating costs. Despite Gerald R. Ford's construction cost, which has already exceeded the plan by 22% and is almost $13 billion, 10 ships are to be built. The B-2 Spirit is an American-heavy, low-observable strategic bomber developed by Northrop Grumman Company. It's the first modern production-heavy aircraft with a flying wing design, designed to break through dense air defense and deliver conventional or nuclear weapons. A number of all-titanium elements are designed with the addition of diffusion welding and superplastic forming. Some are the longest in U.S. aviation. 4 engines were installed on the aircraft, 2 on each wing near the bomb storages, specifically for radar low visibility of the bomber. The nozzles of the engines were designed flat. All slots on the outer surface of the aircraft are completely sealed, while weapons and engines are inside the structure, so the radar radiation cannot pass through it because of the gold coating. While piloting the plane, pilots wear anti-laser goggles. Because of its low visibility, the main weapons of the B-2 are free-falling nuclear and non-nuclear bombs, not cruise missiles. The U.S. strategic bomber B-2 Spirit can be clearly called the most technologically advanced aircraft in the world at a cost of $2.1 billion. In practice, the B-2 turned out to be very useful in local conflicts against such countries as Iraq, where its low visibility allowed avoiding even single losses. It's hard to miss the topic of laser weapons these days. There are several types of laser weapons, such as laser weapons of limited damage effect, blinding laser weapons, but we'll talk about laser weapons designed for direct destruction of targets. Such a weapon requires a large amount of energy to destroy structural elements or disrupt the internal radio-electronic systems of the target, and is developed as a large mobile and stationary systems of ground, sea, and air basing. And it works like this. Laser beams propagate at speed of light, so there is no need to take target movement into account and apply prejudice when firing at distances less than 300,000 kilometers. In ground and air combat, it's not possible to evade a laser beam at all. The laser beam is not affected by the gravity of the planet. In the close vicinity of black holes and other very massive objects, the laser beam trajectory would be curved through fights, though fights are unlikely to be conducted there. The laser can change its focus configuration on the active area, which may be much smaller or larger compared to the size of the kinetic weapon, like firearms. The ammunition of the laser depends only on the energy source, since light has practically zero energy pulse. The laser has no appreciable recoil. The range of use of laser weapons far exceeds the traditional one like kinetic, ballistic, and reactive weapons, but depends on atmospheric conditions and the power of the energy source. In self-defense practice, such weapons can guarantee the defeat of enemy drones, even if the laser does not burn through the structural elements of the UAV to cause it to fall, or if the drone relies on sensors that cannot be blinded by the laser beam. The EMP can completely eliminate the drone or drones as an aircraft. Watch more videos on our channel.